Happy New Year! Julian would have said it, but he's in a bit of a grumpy mood today. Anyway, on this week's show, the Vikings are invading, Robin Hood needs your help, and I'm growing my hair. Hello and welcome to the Fancy News Show from the Bottled Imp. My name is Ken Boyter and this is your weekly fix, you've guessed it, of fantasy goodness. But first up, we were going to be doing Dippy the Diplodocus is on the move around the UK. That's what it says in the script, so I'm sticking to it. Yes, London's Natural? Yes, the first mistake of the show, brilliant. London's Natural History Museum, which is the permanent home of the giant dinosaur, is having a huge front of house revamp, and Dippy then has to get out of there. The UK's most famous dinosaur is going to start its national tour on the southern England's Jurassic Coast. See how I've tried to be scientific, but I don't really know what that means. Anyway, Dorset County Museum will be the first place to welcome the beast, but you'll have to wait until February 2018 for the pleasure to see him. Unfortunately, Dippy is in hibernation right now. Well, actually, he's getting flat packed. They're packing him down. There's a lot of bones, apparently. And then when so it's going to take him about a year, I believe, and then they're going to put him all back together again, and you'll be able to see him. The Grand Tour starts, as I say, February 2018 and finishes in October 2020 at Norwich Cathedral. That is going to be amazing. In fact, I think we should do a Dippy location update tour. I think we should go and follow Dippy around. Julian's shaking his head. He doesn't like the sound of that. If you like the sound of that, leave a comment. Let us know if we should go and follow Dippy. Anyway, getting off topic now. Anyway, yes, of course, there's not going to be a big empty space left where he stood. No, there's going to be a blue whale skeleton instead. Not quite as dramatic, but I have seen that blue whale skeleton at the Natural History Museum, and that is spectacular as well. So if you want to see the blue whale, get yourself down to that museum. I do recommend a trip to the Natural History Museum because there's loads and loads of stuff to see there, and the building itself is an amazing feat of architecture. You can find out the full tour dates and details by visiting www.nhm.ac.uk. Yes, that's ac.uk, not co.uk. Anyway, I'll put all the links when I mention them. I'll put them all in the description of this episode. Sherwood Forest is under attack from energy companies. Plans are being made for fracking to take place under Sherwood Forest in Nottingham. The horror of this is really horrifying. Robin Hood is synonymous with the famous forest, and according to legend, an ancient oak stands in Sherwood Forest where Robin Hood and his merry men were said to have rested by that, up against that ancient oak. I don't know why they were resting. Maybe they were running, tired. Maybe they just fancied a nap in the afternoon. Anyway, a massive energy company, Ineos, is applying for permission to explore underneath it for gas. This breaks my heart, this one. The Forestry Commission, which is the government agency, can decide whether to let this energy company into the forest. They actually manage all the forests in the UK and they are charged with protecting them. So it'd be interesting to see what they decide. Campaigners from Frack Free Nottinghamshire say that they will copy Robin Hood's example and defend Sherwood Forest. Good for them. I hope they succeed. If you would also like to help defend Sherwood Forest, you can sign their petition, which they've got up and running. That will be presented to the Forestry Commission before the decision is made. And you can visit, now bear with me with this one, www.speakout.38degrees.org.uk/campaigns/protect-Sherwood-Forest. And you can give them your virtual signature. The Goodreads Choice Awards for 2016 have been announced. The massively popular website, which is all about reading, have announced their annual awards. Their winners, I should say. There's loads of categories there. There's mysteries and thrillers. There's humour, history and biography. But obviously, we're interested in the fantasy category. And actually, there's more than one fantasy category. There's like best fantasy novel, then there's best young adult fantasy novel, etc., etc. But I'm just going to let you know about the Goodreads Choice Awards 2016 Best Fantasy Fiction winner. And yes, you've probably guessed it, it's Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1 and 2. So congratulations to JK, probably no surprise there. If you'd like to see all of the winners and all the other categories, you can visit their website, which is www.goodreads.com. This is Horror Awards 2016 is open for your vote right now. The website This Is Horror is, well, it's all about horror, as you can probably guess. More specifically, it's about horror fiction and the craft of writing horror. Every year, they invite you to vote on a plethora of categories, including Novel of the Year, Novella of the Year, Short Story Collection of the Year, and Fiction Magazine of the Year. Plus, they have lots more categories for you to vote on as well. To cast your vote, you need to send an email to awards@thisishorror.co.uk with the subject line Awards 2016. And to cast your vote, you simply write the category and then you vote for each that you'd like to vote for in each award, and then you can then vote for your top 2 in that category. To see the full list of categories and nominees, you can visit their website, which is www.thisishorror.co.uk. Wizards of the Coast have announced a new 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons book. Yes, they keep pumping them out, but they all seem to be pretty good quality, and that's the main thing. A new 5th edition adventure book hang on, let me start that one again. A new 5th edition adventures book where they have plenty of adventures in this forthcoming book. What is the matter? I was doing so well. Oh well, here we go, let's start again. There's a book, it's called Tales from the Yawning Portal, and it has brand new adventures in it. I don't know why I didn't write that down. Anyway, it is obviously for use with the 5th edition, the Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and the Dungeons Monsters Guide. And this book provides fans with adventures, magic items, and deadly monsters. Sounds right up our alley. There are 7 deadly dungeons in this adventure supplement, all of which have been updated to the 5th edition, because I do believe there are some older stories in here that were maybe for 2 or 3 edition, or maybe 4th edition. They've now updated them. Plus, I believe there are a few new ones thrown into the mix as well. And I've just recently got into D&D, so I'm very excited about this one. We've done a review of the Dungeons & Dragons starter set, so if you haven't seen that, check that out. I'll leave a little link as well in the description. And for more information about the book, you can visit dnd.wizards.com. The Vikings are invading York, conveniently at half-time. Yes, Europe's largest Viking festival, Jorvik Viking Festival, returns to York, takes place from the 20th to the 26th of February, and has new venues for larger previous events, including the legendary 10th century Viking Eric Bloodaxe. I love that name. It's his ultimate feast, and the retelling of the Battle of Stanmore. Other activities include have-a-go archery and sword combat, Norse nail binding workshops, if that's how you pronounce it, led by one of the world's top Viking knitting experts. And that she is Mary Wickets of Gothenburg Museum. I love the idea that the Vikings would sit down and just start knitting of an evening. Love it. There's also lectures and workshops with author Justin Hill, including a historical writing masterclass, and 1066, exclamation mark, the end of history. There's a new presentation by Peter Carrington Porter following his sellout performances of Beowulf, and that's returning to the candlelit setting of St Helen's Church. Sounds idyllic. This is a week-long event, and they look amazing. All sorts of different things going on. And I've always been fascinated with Vikings. I don't know a great deal about Vikings, but I like him. So I might have to go. Julian might have to go as well. He's not even listening. Not even listening. Anyway, I'll drag him along. For further details, you can visit their website, which is jorvik-viking-festival.co.uk. Crowdfunding news, Kickstarter. No, I'm going to start with Indiegogo, sorry. We decided to cover a bit of Indiegogo this year. I was been thinking about this, but then when I realised that the Dice Tower They've switched to Indiegogo from Kickstarter. I thought, yeah, let's take another look at Indiegogo. Anyway, as mentioned, the Dice Tower are back for another year. Tom Vassell and the gang are back for their 13th season. For those of you that haven't heard about the Dice Tower, they cover all things board games. They pump out loads of reviews. They're a big behemoth. Behemoth? Behemoth. No, behemoth. Behemoth? A beer. A moth that drinks beer. Yeah, a moth that drinks beer. That's a great character. Anyway, they are huge. They cover so many board games, not just fantasy. And they have been going, as you can guess, for 13 years now. They're a YouTube channel. They've got a website. They also do a podcast. And they, what else I'm going to say about them? Yeah, now, yes, I started watching their reviews a couple of years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm really inspired by them because I just started getting into tabletop gaming, and they do really cool reviews that are very clear, they're very precise, they're very opinionated, which I like. So if you haven't seen them, I recommend going to check their Dice Tower channel out. We did have the pleasure of meeting them, didn't we, Julian, at the UK Games Expo, and thoroughly lovely people they are too. They've got lots of exclusive promos for the games and gifts as rewards, and they've got quite a few stretch goals as well, so you can check that out. It's already funded, and it finishes on the 2nd of February, I think, because Indiegogo doesn't really put the exact date at the end. It just says 17 days to go or 15 days to go. But I don't know exactly when they started. Now, they're in America, so is it American 17 days because they're behind us? Or anyway, it's all a little bit confusing. So I think it's the 2nd of February. Check them out to see if I'm correct. Well, no, check them out because then you might want to support them. Anyway, moving on. On Kickstarter, Twilight of the Gods, Age of Revelation by Victory Point Games is a 2 to 4 player expandable card game. It's the middle of the 5th century AD and the gods are dying. The once mighty gods, now desperately scheming to collect remaining scraps of faith, seek a way to endure the coming dark age, and every god must meet these final tests or perish forever to legend. Yes, players take turns battling using full modifiable 50 card deck. Each turn you draw 2 cards, acquire resources from other players, and then use them to summon creatures, schemes, fortifications. I nearly said fornifications there. Fornication, I nearly said that. Anyway, it's fortifications and intrigues because smite makes right, apparently. That's what it said on their page. The base game comes with 4 pre-made decks of 50 cards each, but as more expansion cards are released, these decks become increasingly customizable. They've got rules, they've got playthrough videos, they've got big, pictures of the artwork for the cards, and obviously, they've got all the details on how to play the game as well. They've smashed their target and have unlocked loads of stretch goals as well. And it finishes on the 26th of January. Bottled Imp news. Happy birthday to regular Bottled Imp viewer Zania Rowe. Hopefully I've pronounced your name right. Yes, it's her birthday tomorrow, so we just wanted to say happy birthday here from the Bottled Imp, and thank you so much for watching. And on this week's Friday Fantasy Show, yes, we do another show every Friday where we cover all sorts of things fantasy. I'll be reviewing the Black River Irregulars, Book 1, Black Dogs, written by Richard Lee Byers and published by Skull Island Expeditions. This is part of their Iron Kingdom Chronicles and is based on their award-winning Iron Kingdoms game. Now, I've not played the games. I'm intrigued already. So you can check that out this Friday on our Friday Fantasy Show. And lastly, I'm growing my hair. But that's all we have time for. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, it's great to be back. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also look us up on Facebook. And we do have a website as well, which is, yes, you've guessed it, thebottledimp.com. Until next time, fellow imps, keep it unreal, especially the news.